Well, the thought of last well, tobacco use, and of course, in this case, we shall be examining Uganda's tobacco-related issues. Yeah, and of course, taking a look at tobacco's economic toll and getting to analyze the costs of to individuals and the economy when it comes to the excess usage of tobacco. Now, of course, later on into our business insight, I'll be joined with guests, and we shall be having a discussion saying the fact that there are people that are actually making livelihoods of selling tobacco. Of course, balancing livelihoods and the health risks. Those will be some of the related aspects of the discussions that we shall be putting out there when it comes to getting to break down those matters. And of course, now via Caribbean East Africa, of course, Kenya, which is set to inject 100 million US dollars. That is into the African Development Bank. I think that is quite remarkable as investments to show confidence into the institution. That is, when I talk about the institution, I mean the African Development Bank. And of course, Tanzania and India. We see that Tanzania is now beating Nigeria, becoming India's second largest African trading partner. And of course, more of those details are going to be coming up shortly as we keep driving the show ahead. And of course, from the international scene, still, Russia says that it's time to highly tax the rich companies, the rich people, because Russia plans higher taxes for the rich companies as cost of the Ukraine war mounts. Yes, it's been on for quite some time right now. And just a war of about 6 months can be quite impactful to the nation's treasury. Now imagine this war that started all the way in 2022. It's now 2 years down the road, and now Vladimir Putin says enough is enough. I need to tax the rich. Now, of course, taking a look at former FTX executive who has been sentenced, that is to 7 years in prison, as the United Federal Prosecutors have said, and is to serve about 7.5 years. If you remember, FTX, one of the crypto exchange platforms which collapsed in 2022. And of course, when I talk about crypto exchanges, talking about Coinbase, Binance, FTX, Bybit, and so many more in line with that. Well, all those discussions are going to be coming up shortly as we drive the show ahead. But of course, at this point in time, let's switch and take a look at what's making headlines into the press. I have the Daily Monitor and the New Vision at the same time, as we are going to be taking a look at what is really transpiring. And of course, I keep starting off with the New Vision. LC is blocked from land dealings. And of course, this is according to the Land Act, which doesn't allow LCs to actually register land. When you grab yourself a copy, you will get to find out further details in regards to that report. And now we see ministers linked to Kira Motors land scam. Yeah, so it's a full story there, right there on page 4. And of course, more pilgrims pour into Namugongo. Yes, seeing a picture here as majority coming in to fetch water, what they call the holy water in that line. And of course, what the United States of America sanctions mean for Among, Magogo, and Elwelu. It's all being put out here. And yeah, that is quite what is making headlines. Of course, as we proceed further, President Yoweri Museveni meets Muslim Council leaders. Yeah, so get to find out Of course, the president stressed about the need for religious institutions to emphasize the importance of economic empowerment and self-sufficiency among their followers, and pledged his support in line with that. So when you grab yourself a copy, you get to know what was really transpiring right there. And of course, taking a look at security, police here, which is assuring pilgrims of security, releases a traffic map, and it's right here on the second page of the New Vision. Once you grab yourself that copy, you'll be getting to find out further details in line with that. And government is expecting 3 million pilgrims for Martyrs' Day. Just 3. And over 800 Lira pilgrims walk, that is about 400 kilometers to Namugongo. So it's quite lots of aspects that are happening here. And of course, further details for the land scam, where ministers pocket billions from, that is Kira Motors. And Matters Choir finals for today. Yeah, so the finals, all the final touches will be done today. In other words, that's what they meant in line with that. So as I still proceed with the New Vision, government is issuing new guidelines that is on land registration. So grab yourself a copy, you get to find out further details. And now taking a look here, the Uganda National Oil Company, which is making about 37 billion Ugandan shillings profit. Yes, now according to the report here, it's on page 8 of the New Vision, the Uganda National Oil Company has generated a profit of about 37.6 billion, surpassing their projected revenue of 6.9 billion. Now, I think this is quite an amazing progress, getting it from that line. Now, as we proceed, we see here Sender Apollo Seguku members seek about 250 million for a new church. Yeah, so find out further details. And of course, seeing here how ministry calls for more investment in footbridges. Yeah, it's quite a lot of details to find out as you grab your copy. And the tension as the Bobby Wine is definitely touring Masaka, and Nampoga is expected to announce political agenda against Snoop on June 21st. And now, of course, I can see a segment here of what the leaders actually are saying in line with that. We see Mwanga Chivumbi, Richard Sebamala, all this. Get to find out what they have to say in line with that, as Matthias Mpuga is planning to take on that move. All right, now, of course, seeing here the social projects space, grow, see the grow aspect. Of course, the game changer for women entrepreneurs. This is in partnership with the World Bank, the Private Sector Foundation in Uganda, and the Ministry of Labor. Yeah, so lots of aspects. And this is quite a game changer here, and it's supporting training of over 186 women. That is refugees at the YMCA. We can clearly see here on page 15 of the New Vision. So when you grab yourself that copy, you'll be able to find out what is really happening. And of course, seeing here that over 144 farmers trained at Gadi Farm. Yeah, so majority are here actually giving up their testimonies, what they have benefited from the Grow project, you know, as we can clearly see that. I can see a restaurant owner, we have a poultry farmer. They are all giving out their testimonies in line with that. Now, of course, in the comment section, let's take a look here. To somebody here says that to prosper, African nations must unite. That is a fact. And of course, somebody here still says navigating the complexities of secessionist movements in Africa. Secessions movement, you know, that was we had one in Congo, we had the one in Nigeria, and many more. Okay, as I proceed further, somebody here says, parents, when did we reach here? I'm trying to imagine what is he trying to portray. It must be something quite very serious. Because maybe I'll just go through the beginning. Who says that TikTok and other electronic and print media have been awash in the first few weeks of May? Well, find out further details. It must be quite a huge matter there as we proceed efficiently. Okay, still proceeding with the new vision, and of course taking a look at the National Resistance Movement Manifesto Review, and of course taking Uganda forward. We shall see. You get to find out further, and of course there is a huge breakdown here in the new vision where the manifesto since 1996, and we see that here 70% Ugandans access clean, safe water. This is all part of the manifesto review, in line with our provision of clean water to that. And now, still in the manifesto review, Energy Ministry prioritizes NDP 3 implementation. Remember, there was, of course, the NDP 4 is already out there as we speak right about now, with a plan of about 400 trillion. But then we see that the previous National Development Plan 3 had some bit of loopholes, and it was detected that it had 60% loopholes. So, so how sure are we that if we are moving exactly to the National Development Plan 4 and we have a backlog of 60%, how convinced are we that we can, this will be efficient? Because I thought the NDP 3 will be the foundation for the NDP 4, like something like that. Anyway, it's just my opinion in line with that. All right, as we proceed here still, our petroleum resources are to drive industrialization agenda. Yeah, the petroleum resources, this is according to report here in the new vision. Okay, and of course, we see still here that Ugandans are living longer under the National Resistance Movement. That is something that, and actually they have put a table here which shows Uganda's life expectancy since 1987. Actually, and you can see that in 1987, the life expectancy was 38 years. And of course, coming in down to 2024, the life expectancy is around 48 years, according to what I'm seeing here, portrayed in that line. But anyway, let us see how real this is as we experience it at the end of the day. Well, and of course, cooperatives call for Farmers Bank here. Yeah, so get your copy and get to find out further. And as I conclude the new vision here, I will take a look at UDB Scoops Regional Banking Award. That's the Uganda Development Bank. All right, I'm wind up with the new vision. And now switching straight to the Daily Monitor. The United States of America hits Anita, among and others. Of course, there are pictures already put here. And of course, in the inside, we see the aspect of tracing the troubles through exhibition and how the Kasese killings got Eluelu in a mess. We also see the United States UK envoys warn of severe action in line with that. Okay, as we proceed, quite a number. And of course, here they say that things are falling apart for the speaker. In what way? Find out. Of course, all in line with the sanctions that have been imposed by the United States and the United Kingdom. Now, US-UK ambassadors warn of stern action. Yes, and we see that the government of Uganda is responding to the United States sanctions. So as you grab yourself a copy, you get to find out that and how Iron Sheet saga landed ministers in trouble. Yeah, find out how did it. Try to connect the dots, and I believe it would all start to make some bit of sense. Okay, and of course, in the regional news here, why Ankole residents root for early political campaigns. Get yourself a copy, and you'll be able to find out that. And of course, seeing here, locals are protesting against Ajai Wildlife Reserve expansion. Yes, something transpiring there, and we see still Pada district gets about 4 billion shilling solar powered water project. Get to find out the details in line with that. Okay, and of course, seeing here the agriculture cluster development project, the SCDP, which is propelling the agriculture revolution in Uganda, and of course, seeing here Bulunguli farmers thrive with the project. The project's transformative support, so it's been quite of great impact to their lives in regards to that. All right, now still as I proceed here, take a look at the test of farmers who will transform cassava cultivation for economic prosperity. Yeah, as a grab yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor, you'll be finding out. And of course, Chigezi farmers defying directives on wetlands. Yeah, this is all part of the regional news in the line. Okay. As we still proceed, taking a look, of course, the scope is already here, and you get to find out what is inside. A lot of it, perhaps since it's a Friday, we can have a brief review, and of course, we take a look at something which I find so interesting here. This is Steve Kizu says that your music might be crappy, but the world is more accepting. Now, of course, in 2011, Stephen Chigozie started playing music in music bands where he needed to uniquely identify himself in the gig industry. So I think it must be quite a huge story here in line with that. And I think for those that are aspiring to be a part of the entertainment industry, I feel this could be part of something that you can get to find out in that line. And now, of course, key takeaways here. They tell us the key takeaways from the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo. Of course, the expo also tackled the question of plastic pollution, which is threatening the entire country. Yeah, plastic pollution. So it's quite lots of amazing discussions there. Exactly 27 minutes past 7. This is Martin Means Business. I'm Andrew Barige. And well, at this particular time, let's take a short commercial break. And of course, still returning with Caribbean, East Africa, and the international updates. Stick around.